Long time ago, in an animal kingdom, a very happy king wanted to have a feast. The king thought about how best to have this great event. He decided to start the feast with animals that could fly. One day, the king told his messengers to go into the village and announce about this event. The king told his messengers to tell everyone about it, but he shouldn't forget to tell them that the feast was going to start with animals that could fly. The following day, the messengers spread the news across the village. The tortoise, hearing about it, was so happy and wanted to attend this feast. But the tortoise had no wing. Troubled Tortoise started to think of ways to make his wish come to pass. Then he remembered he had a friend who could fly. He went to meet his friend so he would discuss about it. Tortoise said to his friend, "My friend, I have something I want you to do for me, please." His friend said, "No problem, my dear friend. Tell me what it is. If it's something I can do, I will do it for you gladly." The tortoise, hearing this, was very relieved. Then the tortoise told his friend, "Then my friend, have you heard about the king's planned event for animals that could fly?" His friend smiled and said yes, that he heard about it. Tortoise asked him, "Would you be attending this event?" His friend said, "Why not? I'll be attending." Tortoise said to his friend that he would also want to attend, but he has no wings. His friend asked him not to worry and that he would get a tortoise gift from the palace on his return. Tortoise thanked his friend and said, "My dear friend, I need more than that. I also want to attend this great event." And his friend said to the tortoise, "How are you going to do this? You have no wings." Tortoise said that his friend should please lend him a feather. Surprisingly, his friend said to the tortoise, "Even if I accept to give you a feather, you know you need more than one feather to fly. How are you going to go about this?" The tortoise said to his friend again, "My dear friend, please help me talk to other animals that could fly like you, that they should lend me at least one feather each. I would use it just for the feast, and when we are back, I would return it back to them." His friend did not accept. Knowing how cunning and greedy the tortoise his friend was, told him he doubts if anybody would agree. Tortoise insisted and begged him. His friend agreed. The tortoise was excited, knowing that his friend had accepted his favor and that he was going to attend this event. The tortoise friend spoke to other animals that could fly. Firstly, they refused, but he tried to convince them that this time that the tortoise was up to no harm, that immediately after the event, the tortoise would return all their feathers. The day of the event came, the friends finally agreed. They all lended a feather to the tortoise for him to fly. Everyone gathered together to head to the king's palace. The tortoise said to them, "We should give ourselves names, so when we get to the king's palace, he would easily recognize us. It would be easy for him to identify every one of us." Everyone agreed, saying that that was a great decision and a good way to be known. Everyone gave themselves a name. It was the tortoise's time to pick a name. Then the tortoise said that they should call him All of You. Hearing the name and how strange it was, his friend asked what type of name that was. But the tortoise laughed and said that that was the name he liked. His friends laughed at him, but then again they accepted it, without knowing that the tortoise has his own plans. They all flew together to the venue for the feast. The feast was held far away from the ground. When they arrived at this venue, everyone was seated and waiting for this great event to start. The tortoise stood up and went to greet the king. When he went to greet the king was happy to see the tortoise. And the king asked, "Oh, my dear tortoise, have you and your friends been attended to?" Then tortoise said, "No, we haven't been attended to." Then the king said, "I will send a messenger across to you and your friends." Tortoise said, "No problem, my king." He went back to his seat. A few minutes later, the king's messenger came with a lot of food and drinks. "The king asked me to bring this for all of you," the messenger said. The tortoise collected everything from the messenger and said, "I am all of you." Everyone became angry and started to shout at the tortoise and his friend. But the tortoise said, "Remember, my name is All of You, so everything they have brought here belongs to me." Everyone became very angry and everyone was saying that they knew the tortoise was up to no good. They attacked the tortoise friend and said that he knew how cunning, selfish and greedy the tortoise was Yes, he allowed the tortoise to betray them. They all got angry, and then they decided to take all the feathers they gave to the tortoise. The animals collected every feather they gave to the tortoise. Angry, they said they would want to see how the tortoise would go back home without a wing. They all angrily flew away from the event, leaving the tortoise with no wing. The tortoise was confused and didn't know what to do. So he asked his friend, who was the only one left with him at the event. He said, "My dear friend, I know you were angry with me, and I know that you were very disappointed at the way I reacted. But please, my friend, do me one last favor." His angry friend asked him, "What favor do you want from me again?" The tortoise said, "This time I don't want much. Please, fly back to our families. When you get to mine, tell my families to lay soft items on the ground, so when I fall, I will fall on them." His friend said, "No problem. If it's that, I can do it for you gladly." He then flew straight to the tortoise family. When he got there, he told them the exact opposite of everything the tortoise told him. He told them to bring hard objects and things that were very strong and layer it that the tortoise was going to fall off from the sky. And the tortoise requested that they should put this for him. The family accepted it and agreed to do it for Tortoise. Tortoise friend flew back to where the tortoise was and told him that his family had accepted. He told the tortoise to jump down and his family has set everything he needs. The tortoise was happy and accepted to jump. The tortoise jumped down and hit his back on hard items. The tortoise screamed in pain, my back! But his friend started to laugh and asked him how he feels about this. He told the tortoise that however he feels is the same way he felt when he lied to him and betrayed their friendship. And that was how the tortoise broke his back. What did you learn from today's story?